Hi, all the signs of the zodiac. I'm Pam, and welcome to your psychic crystal reading for the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer, January 10th, 2020. Now, this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer on January 10th is going to bring in struggles and compulsions with, and also struggles with power. Due to a close conjunction to Pluto, therefore, you will likely feel emotionally intense. So be prepared for that. So I'm going to look into my crystal, as I always do, for the new moons and the full moons and the eclipses. And I'm going to give you messages and predictions from my spirit guides about what you can expect from the energies of this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer for the four elements. The four elements are earth, water, fire, and air. The earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So I'm in a pattern of starting with Earth, so I'm starting with Earth again. So these first messages will be for the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. I feel that some of you earth signs are going to be quite frustrated because you're going to be hearing people that are going to be going on and on and on in some way, and I feel like you're going to really want some people to shut up. Weird to start off that way, but that's what I'm getting. And this could be at work, could be your friends, could be your spouse, or it could obviously be with family. But it feels more to me like for most of you, this would be family or work related. Some of you earth signs are going to feel like things just aren't sitting right. Like some things may feel upside down to you. Like things aren't right. Why is everything upside down? Some of you are going to feel like you need to go back and redo something you already did, or recheck work. Could be something you built, something you painted, something you wallpapered, something you fixed. But it could have to do with paperwork or work. But like wanting to go back and check something to make sure either you did it right or that somebody else did it right. Some of you are going to have the energy of like there's nothing you can do wrong. Like almost feeling like super person, you know? And I feel like you're actually going to be deriving a lot of energy for yourself personally from other people. So like you're going to be very affected by other people's energy, very. Your empathic side of you. So if it's happiness and joy, then that's a good energy. But if you are afraid you're going to be around negative people and you may pick up on their negative energy, you need to do things to protect your aura. Over the course of the next 6 months, because eclipses effects can last up to 6 months usually. Some of you are going to be fortunate because somebody is going to buy something that you're selling. It could be just things you normally do within your own business, but it could be something specific, like if you're trying to sell your house or your car or your computer or some other technology or something antique or of value. Some of you are going to be blessed in the event that you find out something that was wrong or went wrong got fixed or corrected. Maybe something was coming up like saying you owed all this money for something and you didn't. And it needed to get straightened out, or that you didn't pay for something that you actually did, or that, you know, important papers got crossed in transit somewhere, but something that you were worrying about gets corrected. I feel that some of you are going to be benefiting too by receiving some interesting gifts. Like people are going to give you some gifts. Now, praise too, praise and gifts. Now, if they don't give you gifts like, here's a present, it could be the gift of a promotion, a raise, a new title, a bonus, something. but that comes up for you. You know, this message is probably going to contradict some astrologers, but I'm telling you what I get psychically, what my guides are telling me. Some of you, and this is probably going to make some of you earth signs happy, but I feel there's going to be people that won't agree with this. Even though it's a new year and it's a lot of people get inspired to start something new, for your earth signs I'm getting, I don't feel like the energy, at least for the next 5 weeks, maybe 6, to start something new. I feel like you're better off doing the tried and true or what you're used to. You can make changes after that. That's how my guides are saying. So I don't feel like, you know, a lot of people get really inspired to blaze new trails in the new year, and I'm all for that. But for some reason, for you earth signs, I feel it's important in the first 5 to 6 weeks, you stick with the tried and true. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the element of water. This is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Some of you water signs are going to feel very inspired by this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer to want to see more action. Could be sexual action, could be action of things to move along and speed along in your life. Maybe you've hit like a lull, a dead end, or a rough patch. I feel that some of you water signs are going to be really watching and listening and learning from people around you. Maybe you started a new job, or maybe you're in school, or maybe you're taking a new class, or you're taking online courses and webinars. But I really see you learning from others and paying very strong attention to how other people are doing things, or what they're teaching you, or what you can learn from them. So remember, these effects are probably the strongest I feel for the first 3 months, but the energies can last up to 6 with an eclipse. Some of you are going to feel like you struck it rich. And like, if it's not rich with money, it's rich with some like awesome opportunity, or somebody gives you something of great value. But you're going to feel like a lucky streak, like you won something. Maybe you entered a contest or of some sort, but like that energy prevails here. This is going to give some of you really, really strong insights to see through people's lies. Now, your water signs, extremely psychic, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising. Some of you are going to be, this is going to be beneficial to you because it's going to be important for you to see this in people. So your psychic ability is going to be kicking up, especially when in regard to people's lies and deceptions. Some of you are actually going to know something that you pass along to somebody else, like some kind of training, education, or knowledge, or some important information that really helps somebody else out. And from you doing that, you receive like blessings tenfold from doing that. You're going to have like brilliant flashes of ideas and insights and creativity, especially, but like flashes of ideas and insights are going to be very strong for you water signs from the energy of this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer. Some of you are also going to be making new acquaintances, which end up turning into new friends. So new social connections come up. And keep in mind, this isn't necessarily going to happen in the normal 3-week time period. It can go out up to 6 months. 2 words of caution. Try not to spend too much money during this 6-month period, and try not to gossip and talk behind other people's backs, because those things are coming up here as warnings for some of the water signs. And I feel like you need to be really very cautious too of people and their promises, because I feel like if you lend people money, or if people promise you they're going to pay you back or do something for you, I feel like these promises are you're getting hollow promises. So just know that. If you're going to lend out any money to anybody, just don't figure it as a loan. Figure it as you're giving it to them. Okay? So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the element of fire. This is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I feel that some of you fire signs are going to become very aware of the division between right and wrong. And I feel that don't be surprised if you're in some kind of, divide. Could be a political divide in some way. It could be a division of opinion in events in a family situation or with friends or in a group or organization or club you belong to. But I get this division of, and the feeling of judgment and the scales of balance come up here as well. Some of you are going to be really incensed where you're going to want things to stop. If you feel like people are getting bullied or that there's unfair treatment in some regard, you're going to be very active to make something, to right wrongs, to stop bad behaviors in your kids or stop something you don't like that's going on. That energy kicks up around a lot of you fire signs. Some of you are going to start to see someone new. You could have a new love romance kick up. And that can even mean affairs too. I mean, you could be already with somebody and somebody comes in, but somewhere or another, many of you fire signs are going to see someone new, romantically speaking, in the course of the next 6 months. Some of you are going to really parade around in some new ways, like strut your stuff, like either you really know what you're doing and you're full of pride of your accomplishments and your knowledge and you're going to get a new job, or you're going to be putting your stuff out there and showing the world what you know how to do, or, your success and knowledge. Some of you, it could also be like about your appearance. Maybe you got a facelift. Maybe you lost a lot of weight. Maybe you changed your wardrobe or hair, but like being full of confidence, strutting your stuff, and I don't mean in an arrogant way. That makes it sound arrogant, but there's nothing wrong with having self-pride. And so I feel like your self-pride for either accomplishments or your appearance or a combination of things is going to be affecting you. You're going to be inspired in that way. Some of you may need to bury the hatchet in some way and let bygones be bygones. It's advised to you, some of you fire signs, like if you've been holding on to grudges or you've had like vendettas about people, you may feel like, okay, you maybe want to keep it going, but you need to bury the hatchet. And keep in mind, these readings, sun, moon, and rising are affected here. So if that doesn't make sense for your sun sign, that could be talking to your rising sign or moon sign. Don't let people bully you or harangue you and wrangle you into doing things you don't want to do. Basically, manipulation. Don't let people manipulate you. I feel like there's some people around, some of you fire signs, that are going to start playing the emotional card or do some kind of manipulation. So guard yourself against that. And some of you fire signs really need to read between the lines from what people are telling you. It could be official people, government, judges, lawyers, government, landlords, town administrative people, people that sit on board of directors of things, maybe even personally, like people you know personally. Listen carefully to this message, because I feel like some of you fire signs really need to pay attention to this. There's going to be things that people are going to be saying to you or presenting to you in writing or saying to you. You need to read between the lines because they're not telling you everything. So just know there's a lot more than what you're getting the information about. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the element of air. This is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Some of you air signs are going to have the energy of mustering up courage and strength. It's going to give you like drive and courage. That's what I feel. Some of you air signs could have some surprise that comes out of the blue where somebody's going to pop some kind of question to you. Now, for some of you, if you've been seeing someone romantically for a really long time, it could be an engagement proposal. But it could be a proposal of a new endeavor, a business deal, a collaboration effort, asking you to be on some show or circuit of like talking to the public. It could be a proposal of many kinds, but it's like a popping the question, some kind of proposal. I feel like some of you air signs need a break from reality. Like you need a vacation, you need a rest, and you may even need some blood tests done. I don't feel it's anything serious, but you know, maybe you need to see if you have thyroid condition or are your sugar levels low or high. Something like that. I don't feel like it's life-threatening. But if you've been feeling fatigued or feeling out of sorts, or maybe it's time for a routine blood work that you normally get done at this time over the course of the next 6 months, I feel that that's coming up for some of you air signs. I feel that this is going to inspire some of you air signs to stage something you want people to see. It could be a video on YouTube. It could be a presentation that you're doing in front of a school or an auxiliary or a club, group, or organization, or a presentation you want to make to your boss or your company. But or put on a production of like a puppet show or for little kids or musical production of some sort, but like putting some kind of production up. Some of you may have, it could be a friend or a relative or someone important to you in some way that could come seeking knowledge from you and asking questions of you. Like maybe they're going through a breakup and they need your advice, or maybe you have some knowledge or expertise in some problem. That's what I really feel like it is. Like they're either crying on your shoulder or you have some knowledge or expertise in something in particular that someone is going to come to you, maybe more than one person, but I get someone coming to you and asking you for your knowledge and help or expertise. Some of you are going to learn some new skill, and it could have to do with animals. There could be an animal connection. Maybe you're going to take training with a trainer, take a pet that you have to get trained, and you're going to go. It could be that, because or something medical to do with animals, because I do see a dog in the crystal, but that could just be symbolic of animals. If you had some kind of fight about rights to something, those rights, it could be money, it could be property, it could be intellectual property, it could be a home, it could be rights to something. You're going to get those rights. Those rights will be granted to you. Could be custody of a child. Air signs' word of caution here is there's something you need to back off of. And you need to have more balance. So like you're overdoing it somewhere. Your life doesn't have enough balance in it. It's too slanted. What way is it? Too much with your family? Is it slanted too much all you're doing is working? Is it too much slanted in only worried and concerned about relationships and other things that are falling apart? I don't know, but needing to back off of something that you're like, take the pedal off of something you're doing a little bit, not totally, but like back off of it a little bit and have more balance comes up. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell when you do subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos to YouTube. if you are finding yourself unsubscribed to my channel or other channels, I've got notification from YouTube saying that they are unsubscribing people's accounts that are dormant, or I think they use the word dormant, but basically inactive or dormant. So if you find that you're not getting notified when me or any of the other people on YouTube are uploading their videos, you may want to check and make sure and see if you're subscribed. Now, as I always say at the end of every reading, I do many recordings for my Vimeo on-demand channel, and those are available for download and purchase. And those links are always below this video in the description box in the Show More section. And you click on that link and it'll take you to those videos on Vimeo, or you can always visit my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on my menu. All my video series are there. You can read the descriptions, what cards I used, if I used the crystal, did I use both, how long are the predictions for, and then you click on the sign you want, sun, moon, or rising, or somebody else's sign, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo for download and purchase. The video series listed below, I have one that I did for what we're talking about right here, the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer, January 10th, 2020, psychic tarot and crystal reading, where I pulled 4 tarot cards for each sign of the zodiac and looked into my crystal. And I was using the Morgan Greer tarot deck. No, in those cards, I used the Hanson Roberts tarot deck. So those predictions and messages are going to last up to 6 months. And you might want to check out your rising sign, because that plays a lot into your personal astrology of what's going to go on with you day to day with your physical self, and also has more connection to what's fated and destined to be in your life. Now, I also have a sister video I recorded for that. If you did not see that, it is for the solar eclipse in Capricorn, December 26, 2019. And that was 4 cards and the crystal for each sign of the zodiac. And I used the Morgan Greer tarot deck. And these eclipses are going to talk about, these readings talk about what the eclipses bring, which is changes, beginnings, and endings. They're kind of sister videos to each other, so you might want to check those out. And as always, every month I have a psychic crystal reading for each sign of the zodiac for download and purchase, where I continue on with the psychic tarot readings that I do for each sign of the zodiac. At the beginning of the month, I just continue on. After I shut the recorder off, I turn it back on and give you additional predictions and messages for your sign for that month. And this month is January 2020. And the other video link below this video is the New Year 2020 10-card Celtic Cross Psychic Tarot reading that I do every year. So Happy New Year to everybody. And it's a lot of predictions and messages in those 10 cards. So you might want to check those out. That link is also below this video. And due to some kind people writing me in the comments and also private emailing me, do I have a donations link, which I did not. So I created one. If you would like to donate to this channel, that link is below. All the video links I have posted above. And I do thank those who were kind enough to donate to me. That was very kind of you to bring it up to me and ask me, and thank you for donating. I do appreciate it. And if you would like to get more psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides channeled through me that you're not going to see here on YouTube, you can follow me on my social media pages at The Lucky Mermaid LLC on Facebook, The Psychic Pastry Chef LLC also on Facebook, and The Lucky Mermaid _ Pam Georgel on Twitter, and at The Lucky Mermaid, The Lucky Mermaid _ Pam Georgel on Instagram, and at The Lucky Mermaid on Twitter, where I pull tarot cards, oracle cards, sacred geometry oracle cards, animal totem cards, angels, gods, and goddesses cards, bringers of the light oracle cards, Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards, many different kinds of cards, and the crystal. Sometimes I do a little video, but usually it's in writing, and those predictions last for sometimes a couple weeks, a couple months, a few months. They're never just for the day I write the prediction. So maybe you'll find those resonate with you. Many people have found that they do. So hopefully you'll check out my socials. So I hope you have an absolutely awesome energy that comes to you from this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer on January 10th, 2020. All the signs of the zodiac out there. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.